Hello folks, here I'm going to do another short video about MREs, meals ready to eat. These are military meals. They're known for having a lot of calories and proteins and for being lightweight to carry and having everything that a person would need out in the field. So I bought these two boxes. Each box is a separate menu. For example, this one here is Case A menu, meals number 1 through 12. There's 12 meals in here. This one is Case B menu, and it has meals 13 through 24. 12 meals, 13 through 24. And inside there's 12 of these packets like this one, and on top you'll have, or somewhere in the front, you'll have what it is, menu 19, beef patty jalapeno pepper jack. And it's just a brief description of what you find in here. Another thing about these boxes is that on the other side, on top, you have some printed instructions. It has the date that they were packaged, and then there's an inspection date, which is usually 3 years later. So this one, for example, was actually packed on March of 2016, and the inspection date is March of 2019. In other words, generally speaking, these meals are guaranteed for 3 years. However, you can extend that life if, that shelf life, if you keep them in a cool, dry place. It extends the life. The other thing is, I don't know if you can see it here, but up here there's a little red square. Inside that red square, there's like a gray donut. And visually checking, you can actually just determine whether this box, everything in its contents, is still good. So for example, if the box has been exposed to moisture, freezing, or too much heat, that donut with the red circle in the center, where the donut hole would be, if that hole starts changing color and it gets as dark as the rest of the donut, then this box would be suspect of being deteriorating in quality. Not only the quality, but the nutritional value and the shelf life. So the first thing, if you have the box, is check the square with the red circle. And then if it's past the inspection date, in other words, in this case, March of 2019, then you may want to be a little careful when you open these boxes and check the seals, make sure that everything is properly sealed. Don't just open it and start eating, because the quality of the food may be deteriorating already. Unlike freeze-dried foods, which you can seal in a bag and keep them for 20 years or so, these meals are cooked and they're not freeze-dried or dehydrated or anything. Some items may be require water to finish the product for consumption, but these are cooked meals. All you do is warm them up, open them, and they're ready to eat. That's why they call them meals ready to eat. So let's see what we have in here now. This is the outer bag. I've already opened it, and it's a pretty thick bag to preserve the food inside. And you may want to save this for some other use, because it's a nice bag that you can make something waterproof. The other thing, it's a good place to put the garbage after you finish eating. So in here you have the menu number, as you can see up here, and then you have a brief description of what you have inside. There's also a list that I copied from the internet, and basically this list has menu number 1 through 24 of case A and case B. Remember, case A has 1 through 12, and case B has menus 13 through 24. And over here in this list, it gives you a better description of what you have inside. For example, menu 1 on top, it says chili with beans, trans fat-free cornbread, cheddar cheese spread, trans fat-free crackers, cheese-filled snacks, carbohydrate fortified beverage powder. So you have a little bit of everything inside, and each menu in each box is different. Inside the outer package, you'll find another bag. This one is clear, and it's not as thick as the outer one, of course, but it's nice and big. You tear that open, and you'll find all kinds of goodies and all the food that you have that will give you support for one person at least a whole day, actually. For example, here you have the fried rice, you have Asian beef strips, you have a cocoa beverage powder, and this is where you mix it. And basically the instructions say that you put 6 ounces of water or 1 canteen cup up to this fill line, and you reseal it, and you shake it real good. Make sure you shake it good so that the powder completely dissolves. It can be hot or it can be cold, whichever one you prefer. And for example, here we have wheat snack bread TFF. I don't know what TFF stands for. Then you have some Tootsie Roll, you have apple jelly, chunky peanut butter. This here is the filler, the heater that I'm gonna show you or explain how to work it. I'm not gonna cook it. And it has a little pack of different things like a moist rag, not a rag, but moist paper like a paper towel or a moist towel like a wash and dry or something like that. Then it has some kind of candy, and it has sugar, salt, pepper, and a little bit of toilet paper, as you can see here. Not much, but when you're out in the woods, it's better than a leaf. So make sure you're done before you use it. Also, out in the woods, at least in the military, that little bit of toilet paper may serve as betting tool for poker games. When you run out of money, people will actually pay you for that little bit of toilet paper. Then you have a spoon. The spoon is not like the regular plastic spoons that you buy commercially. This is actually a substantial spoon. It's nice and thick and strong. And if you notice, the handle is very long for, I would imagine, a couple of reasons: to reach into the bag to eat the food right out of the bag, or to poke things, or to stir things. And it's a various uses for this particular spoon, and I figured that's why they made a nice strong spoon out of plastic as opposed to the ones you get commercially. Then there's this cardboard like shield, and this is used for warming up your food. When you're getting ready to eat and you want to warm up let's say the Asian beef strips. You take your heater bag, and this has some kind of pads in here that when mixed with water, it produces heat. So what you do is you tear this open over here where it's on the cutouts, right on top. Tear it open. You get about an ounce of water, or you can just put enough water from your canteen to the point of the line at the bottom. That would be equivalent to about an ounce. Then you take your meal without opening it, unsealing it, you slip it inside the bag, and once you have it inside your bag, you put it inside of the sleeve, this cardboard sleeve, and it's just acts like a shield while this food is heating up. And you may want to lean it against something so that the open end of the food bag is actually raised above the rest. That way it won't spill out. And you wait about 5 or 10 minutes, depending on what you're cooking, and tear open the food bag, and then with the spoon you mix it up a little bit, and it should be ready to eat. This thing heats up pretty much, so be careful. It's you should do it outside because it does release some chemicals, and if you're heating it up inside a small pup tent or something like that, you're exposing yourself to those chemicals unnecessarily. It doesn't take much just to stick it outside. However, there's no open flame, there's no fires to start, and you can do this in the middle of winter, in the middle of the night, or whatever, and it won't expose you to a potential enemy. If you're using it for camping, it doesn't matter. You probably have some fire anyway, but if you don't, this is a good way of heating up your food. So you heat up your beef, and immediately you put in your fried rice, and now you have a complete meal. And you have dessert, you have your sugar, your salt, your pepper, and you even have some gum, 2 pieces of gum. I think they're Chiclets, the brand Chiclets, but that's what they look like. And for when everything is done, you have toilet paper. And that, folks, is meals ready to eat. And each box has 12 items, 12 different menu items, and the set is 24 meals, case A and case B. So as you can see, this whole series on Florida prepping has been about doing the things you need to do to prepare for an emergency that impairs the electricity, impairs your cooking ability, and these MREs, meals ready to eat, are an excellent thing to have in your prepping gear and have in your house available. Since they have expiration dates, well, not really expiration dates, but inspection dates, it would be a good thing as the date comes up, check them, make sure that they've been stored in a dry, cool place, which is a little bit difficult in Florida because it's so humid most of the year. However, make sure that they're in the house somewhere under air conditioning where you can keep them longer. As if you pass the date, I would suggest that you eat them up and get yourself a new case for the next 3 years or 4 years or whatever, in addition to the other prepping foods that I've described in other videotapes. Hope this helped you.